We have a full moon this week and Mercury retrograde. So let's talk about what you need to know about this week's astrology, starting with the full moon in Taurus on November 5th. The full moon in Taurus on November 5th is actually a really nice bright spot in the week. It is a really, really sweet and grounding energy, and it's really, really good for like stabilizing and supporting your body and nervous system, especially if you have been fried as of late. The moon really loves to be in Taurus. This is like a really nice time to like support your body with like nourishing foods, go outside, share a meal with friends. Venus, the planet that rules Taurus, is about like love and beauty and relationships and like the sweetness of life and art. And that Venus is at the very tail end of Libra right now. And Venus is very well supported and well resourced in the sign of Libra. So there's a lot of really, really good things around this full moon. Like I would say definitely make your moon water. I would make your moon water before the moon goes into Gemini though, and that's about 10 a.m. on the 6th of November because the energy completely shifts. When the moon goes into Gemini on November 6th, it's I think gonna feel like a little bit of like whiplash because the energy just shifts very dramatically. We're going from this sort of calming, supportive, grounded Taurus energy into very frenetic, disruptive, and volatile energy because the moon in Gemini is going to trigger a Mars-Uranus opposition. The moon like activates or triggers energies that are in the sky. So the moon is kind of like an amplifier in some way. On November 6th, it feels like, you know, everybody's going to have an opinion. There's like finger pointing and yelling and arguing is the vibe. And that's partially because the moon in Gemini is going to be activating Mars and Mercury in Sagittarius, which is, you know, opinionated and loud. I think on some level, it certainly kind of indicates that like election results could be disputed. I'm not saying they're wrong, but they could be disputed, or that the aftermath of election day feels heated in some way. If we also think about like what's happening in the government on a federal level, government shutdown, you know, it really feels like arguments breaking out and like really just sort of unleashing on each other. So that brings me to the Mercury retrograde station of Mercury in Sagittarius at the end of the week on Sunday. So Mercury stations retrograde in Sagittarius on Sunday the 9th, and it will be retrograde technically until the 29th of November. This is an unusually charged and problematic Mercury retrograde for a variety of reasons, and I'll do another video on this. So when it comes to things like scheduling, travel, logistics, this is an unusually difficult Mercury retrograde for those reasons. Especially with travel, you know, it can be, again, very dependent on your own personal chart about how these transits hit you. But if you are traveling, I would definitely give yourself some leeway or plan for the unexpected sometimes, just because those are more likely to occur under this retrograde specifically. I would also be very strategic about when you choose to share your opinion, especially if it's like controversial or starting something with someone online right now. I'm not saying hide, I'm just saying you're more likely to stir something up right now. I'll make another video on this